მოგესალმებით. მე ვარ სოფო და ეს არის ბატონი ამირი. დღევანდელი ჩვენი ლაივი არის ინგლისურენოვანი და ის შეეხება ინგლისური ენის ანბანს. ბატონი ამირი არის ჩვენი ცენტრის სერტიფიცირებული და გამოცდილი მასწავლებელი, რომელიც არის სერტიფიცირებული კემბრიჯის უნივერსიტეტის მიერ. და დღეს ბატონი ამირი ისაუბრებს ინგლისური ენის გრამატიკაზე, მათი გამოთქმის წესებზე და ანბანის სპეციფიკაზე ზოგადად. თუ რაიმე კითხვა გექნებათ, შეგიძლიათ დაგვიტოვოთ კომენტარი და ჩვენ აუცილებლად გიპასუხებთ თქვენ შეკითხვებზე. Okay, hello Mr. Amir.
Hello, thank you. Welcome everyone to our live stream today. We're talking about English pronunciation. As you all know, English has 26 letters in its alphabet. These alphabet letters are divided into two parts. One part are those letters that we call consonants. Consonants are letters that are pronounced using our mouth organs, such as B, C, or D. Vowels, on the other hand, are only sounds. These letters are used for us to pronounce the sounds. We pronounce them using our throat. We make sound, such as A, E, A. These five letters are A, E, I, O, and U. There are also two letters that are called semivowels. They are called semivowels because they are half sound, half consonant. It means that partly we use our mouth organs and make a sound in order to pronounce them. These two letters are the letter L and the letter R. Unlike most languages, the letter R is not trilled. That means it is not pronounced like R. It is pronounced as R. R. For example, we don't say car. We say car. Car. Father. Mother. And the same goes with the sound of L, that we use our tongue in a squirt manner and then we pronounce it like L, L, L. Like we say lamp, call. So, consonants and vowels can be pronounced differently in different words. Sometimes they are mixed and they make a new sound or a consonant. One of the most difficult and interesting combinations in English are the combination of the letter T and H. T and H has got two pronunciations. How we pronounce them is usually strange to so many languages. Well, one pronunciation is th, like thank you. And the other one is the, like mother, father. Most languages people pronounce them only as te or de, like thank you or mother, which is not correct. And in some languages, such as Georgian, that I believe we do not have the sound th.
No, we don't.
So that's why we usually have problem pronouncing th with the sound of th with f. Some students confuse them together. So can you give me some examples for a word which starts with th, like thank you?
Thank you. Throne. Thumb.
And can you give me examples for f sound? F.
Fish. Far.
As you see, she can articulate the sounds very well because she has practiced enough. So, with practice, you can make things better and better. Now, the difference between these two sounds, if you should know, is that we pronounce th, th, using our tongue with our upper teeth, like th, th, the tip of our tongue and our teeth, like thank you, thank you. It may sound a little weird at the beginning, but you can make it better and better. Thank you. However, the sound F is pronounced with the teeth, the upper teeth, and the lower lip, like this, fish, as she said, first, fall, farmer. Another consonants that are usually confused are the letters V and W. The letter V is usually pronounced as a V. So we use the teeth with the lower lip, V, like vest, verb. I believe you pronounce it the same in Georgian.
V, yeah.
However, for W, you cannot pronounce it like V. So we cannot say, for example, the sound of the word of word or world. We cannot say world. That doesn't make a good sound. Instead, we do not use our lip. We just make a round circle and then we pronounce it. What? I'm not using my tongue. What? West. Can you give me more examples?
Work.
Windows. That's a good one. Windows. It comes at the beginning or at the end. It has the same story. What? Window. Window. It has the same situation. And another instance where we might see students confusing pronunciations or pronouncing two different mixes in the same way are sometimes that we put together two vowel sounds and pronounce it as one. That sounds similar, but they're kind of different. They're shorter or longer. For example, S-I-T. We say sit as a verb. Sit down. It's short. However, the noun S-E-A-T, chair, seat, is longer. Seat. Seat. There are no specific rules in English language. We cannot say just because we have one I or double E, we have to pronounce it long and short. You always have to check your dictionary. The signs are different for short E and long E. So common words are usually mispronounced, such as fish, milk, girl. They are not fish or girl or, I don't know, milk. You have to say milk. It's a short E. So these are what common mistakes are about pronouncing sounds and consonants. Another important thing about pronunciation is stress. Following the rules of stress can help you sound more natural in English, and it can help you even improve your listening, because when you know the correct stress, you can understand recordings and people much better. Stress is so important that sometimes it can change the meaning or change the rule of a word. There are words that have the same spelling, same meaning almost, but different pronunciation makes it a noun or a verb. For example, the verb record. So the verb record, it's a very common verb. Like most other verbs, the stress is usually on the last part or on the second part. This is the nature of verbs. Usually the stress is on the second part. Record, present, progress, permit. So all of these words have their noun stress switches on the first part. So let's try that together. So the verb, if the verb is record, the noun is
record.
It comes at the first part. If the verb is present, the noun
present.
Is if the verb is progress.
Progress.
Very good. So you see, it can change the meaning of what I say or make what I say incorrect because I'm using a noun instead of a verb. So following the stress is also very important and can help you speak more naturally. A lot of people think that if they don't follow the pronunciation, especially difficult ones. They can still be heard and understood. Yes, that's true, but if you want to improve and become like a native speaker, speak English naturally and beautifully, it's a good idea to practice and follow the rules of stress and pronunciation. So we talked about pronunciation, how vowels and consonants are articulated, and we talked about stress, which is about a word, different parts of a word that can be stressed. The next thing which becomes very important in pronunciation and speaking and accent, of course, is intonation. Intonation is the same story of stress, but this time it's about a sentence. So, does my voice go up or down at the end of the sentence? How should we know? Of course, sometimes it can go up, it can go down, depending on what you mean. For example, if I ask you, would you like some coffee or tea? I'm giving you two options, coffee or tea. So the answer that I want is one of them. But when I tell you, would you like some coffee or tea? The answer is yes or no. I'm not giving options. I'm just asking that person if she wants to drink anything. So my intonation can change what I mean and how I want my listener to answer to me. Generally, for example, if the question is a yes-no question, our intonation or our voice rises at the end. For example, I ask, are you American? Are you American? Are you British? Are you married? Are you single? Yes, no. And but if I'm giving a positive sentence, a normal statement, my voice goes down. Yes, I am. I'm from United States. My voice goes down at the end of the sentence. The next thing which is very important about intonation is how we pronounce and stress important part of the sentence. Do you know what words are very important in a sentence? For example, you have nouns, adjectives, verbs. Can you guess which one is more important? Nouns. Very good. Nouns, because they give us information. So if I say, for example, I am a doctor. Am and a are not important because they don't give me much information. I and doctor give me the main information, what I need. What do you do? So I'm asking that person. The verb and other prepositions and articles are not very important. This is why in English we connect them and pronounce those parts which are more important more strongly. For example, if you listen to a native speaker, the native speaker does not say, I am a teacher, I am a doctor. They link it and then they pronounce those unimportant parts weakly. For example, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, I'm a very fast and very weak, I'm a doctor. The same story goes with can and can't. So when I just say the word, I say can, can't. But when I put it in a sentence, the positive one has a very weak sound. I don't say I can play guitar. No, I say I can play the guitar. I can play the guitar. Because that's not the important part. I can play the guitar. Very weak. I can play the guitar. But when it becomes negative, it becomes important. So all the negative items are pronounced more strongly. So can you change my sentence to negative? I say, I can speak Georgian.
I can't speak Georgian.
And this will help not only me to pronounce what I mean better, also it helps the listener to quickly understand that I'm talking about things that I can't do. It's a negative statement. So intonation, stress, and pronunciation, they're all very important. One other common area about pronunciation is pronunciations that may change in different situations. In grammar, as you already know, we have the use of ed. Do you know why do we use ed at the end of a verb? For example, play, played.
For the past form.
To make the past form. But this ed may have three different pronunciations when it comes to different verbs. For example, if your verb ends with the letters D or T, the verb that ends in letter D or T, for example, start. If I want to add ed, the pronunciation is ed. So start,
started,
decide,
decided,
ed. This is how we should pronounce it. And there are some other sounds like s, sh, and p. If we have these at the end of the verb, we use t. For example, stop. Can you give me full form? Stop.
stopped,
Stopped. Talk.
talked,
And the other words that follow the same situation. But usually most of the verbs end in other voiced consonants. So we use simply d, like played. And for example, carved, played. So pronunciation of ed at the end of the sentence can make changes. The same story goes with when we add plural s. That s can be pronounced as s or z. Often students ask me, how should we know where to pronounce as s or z? Of course, there are some rules and basics for this that you can memorize them all. But we usually encourage the students to listen to a lot of natural English and keep practicing what they hear and as a native speaker pronounce the words. And naturally they will become fluent in that area. So to recap, in English language speaking, we have three important factors. We have the pronunciation of words or letters, we have stress, and we have intonation, all of which can help me speak more naturally and help my listener, my audience hear me and understand me very well, especially when I'm talking very fast. And also helps me speak more beautifully, closer to a native speaker. And all of these sounds and articulations can be fixed by practicing. So that's about it for today. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can leave your questions in the comment section.
Thank you. მადლობა რომ გვიყურეთ. თუ რაიმე შეკითხვა გექნებათ, როგორც თავიდან აღნიშნე, შეგიძლიათ დაგვიტოვოთ კომენტარი და ჩვენ აუცილებლად გიპასუხებთ ამაზე. ეს ლაივი განთავსდება YouTube-ზე და შეგიძლიათ დაალაიქოთ, გამოიწეროთ ჩვენი არხი და შემოგვიერთდეთ ჩვენს YouTube გვერდზეც. ასევე შემოგვიერთდით Facebook და Instagram გვერდებზე და ნახეთ ჩვენი საიტი. დიდი მადლობა.